What is up? It is Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped, and we are back with a better video. Is it recording? Can y'all hear me? Alright, bet. So today's video is going to be about detransitioning. And as you can see, I have my handy dandy notebook because we're going to get into the grits of this shit. I brought my tiger's eye with me outside, letting that shit charge up in the heat. Recently I've just really been learning how to just be myself. I don't know why it's been so hard. I think it's because, you know, for so long I've been around people that literally would judge me. So like I didn't, and like I guess like I don't like to be judged. Like I mean I don't like, it's not a big deal. Like say what you want. But I feel like there are some people that just let me be me and they actually add on rather than like make it seem like it's a weird thing. And like now that I'm realizing, oh, these are just weird people that I'm around and that there's not like people like that all the time, I'm like, oh, I can just be me all the time. There's just people that just don't like me. And it's been hard to process that because that really just means I'm consumed differently. That's why I got this channel. So yeah, I recently saw this video of this person. Basically he was saying that he's transitioning back because his parents' relationship, him and his parents' relationship kind of declined. You know, they had a closer relationship before, and as soon as he became, you know, a woman, they didn't like what they were perceiving. And also, you know, physical changes were starting to have a downfall and stuff like that, which is understandable. So it was almost like detransitioning was more convenient. I have a weird opinion about detransitioning because I almost feel like anyone can do whatever the fuck they want to do at any time. When I saw the video, I was like, hey, like if it wasn't working out, fuck that shit. You know, when I went down this path, I was very open-minded to the possibility that I would come down this path and it wasn't what I expected because, you know, some paths aren't what you would expect. You know, when I was a kid, I did dance for like 3 years, and then when I went to high school, I was like, fuck that shit. I want to try out, so like I want to try out theater and all that other shit. And my mom was like, nah, you have an obligation. And I was like, it's not what I want to do anymore. It's not my community. I don't feel like I belong there anymore. You know, and of course my words weren't as articulate at the time, so I felt, you know, she didn't really understand. Like I didn't feel like it was me there anymore. You know, she got upset, and it could be because, you know, maybe she saw a future for me that I couldn't see. But personally, I had to change my mind. And and it was weird. I felt this heavy weight. I felt so guilty for changing my mind because she just kept saying I have this obligation. I felt so guilty about it, and I'm very grateful that I stuck with what I wanted to do, because then I would have been somewhere I didn't want to be for Lord knows how long, and Lord knows who I would have become. I don't even want to think about it. So, you know, that's the kind of reality I'm realizing. You know, you have to choose who you want to be at every moment, or you're going to end up in a reality you don't want to be in. And I think that he just chose a reality that he saw maybe was who he wanted to be, and he realized no. Now, do I think that completely just going back to who you were is smart? No, because I think that every day you're evolving, so being open-minded to maybe accessorizing and changing up how you look and feel. You don't gotta fucking transition, goddamn, but you can express yourself and be more expressive. I always go back to Prince as a reference. You know, Prince was a very expressive man. He was still straight, he was still bio man, nothing changed about him except how he expressed himself. But with expression, any kind of expression, you're gonna get opinions, you're gonna be perceived. Now, what I really heard was, I guess in public want to be perceived, and that's what I think he actually did say that. In public, he wants to be perceived this way, where he doesn't have to abide by any rules and care about anything because he's just naturally in the rule. He's already in the frequency. Now, if that's easier for him to navigate through the world, I think, hey, because me transitioning, it didn't change how my world, if anything, it enhanced my world. It didn't make my world worse, it made it better. And that to me is what transitioning should be about. It should be making it better. If it's making it worse, you're not transitioning, you're actually just going to another realm that's not you, because already where you are. So to me, you got to find a third realm, this the third self that's like beyond transitioning and beyond saying who you were, and really just going into somebody that you want to be, which is maybe just an enhanced version of a bio man like Prince. But hey, I feel like that's just my opinion. Now, like I said, I feel like it's always because a lot of people have a mixed understanding of what transitioning really is. It really is just picking pieces of yourself that you want to be. Now, I think a lot of people just transition and become another version of someone else. Now, you have to really be becoming you. That's the point. Like, you should be evolving, not going somewhere else. It should just be like you're there and you're just morphing where you are, like Kamehameha, like, really just revving that shit up. Like, that to me is what transitioning did to me. It revved me up. It didn't put me somewhere where I didn't want to be. Now, even though it revved me up, it still did put me somewhere else. Now, when I went somewhere else, I'm still being perceived. So there's still people around me that are going to have opinions and say things and still put me in a box that may not even be there because I'm following another rule. So when you're in someone else's rule, like I'm in a man's rule now. So when you're in that rule, you're going to have people around you that have their opinion on what you should or shouldn't be doing. Now, here in America and where I live, I'm able to kind of script around the rules. Now, if I went like out the country and like went somewhere else, even though I'm following the rule and all that stuff, even me just having hair and piercings is already going against shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, no matter what, you're transitioning, no matter what. Like, even if you're not transitioning, like, literally, like, from male to, like, a female or female to male or whatever, or girl, woman to man, however the fuck y'all want to think of it. But, like, even if you're not doing that, you're doing that in life. Like, if for example, even a girl, she grows up, becomes a woman, she's going to follow certain rules. Does she want to be ghetto? Does she want to be classy? No matter what, she's going to be perceived by people, and people are going to have opinions. Now, don't listen to them. Now, no one should be listening to anybody's opinion. Men do the same thing. They are guys, look, and then they grow up, and then boom, they think that they follow rules. Do I want to be a hard man? Do I want to be this? Like, it's not really anything. You really should just be being yourself. But we live in a world where we're being judged. Like, we're almost being hit back. Not even with our own reflection. We're being hit back by people perceiving the rule and reminding us that there's a rule that they think that you should be following. But if y'all catch what I'm throwing, comment down below. Damn. But like, that's how, what I'm trying to say. Like, it really is this weird mind fuck that I think we get kind of lost in. And I think that he almost cracked it. Like, hey, I don't really gotta, like, a lot of it was stressing me out. I'm still myself. I'm still me. I'm not like this. I'm just me. Like, I'm not like anything. Like, I'm just myself. And I feel like if people understand that and stop like putting this big ass word detransition and realize, I feel like people have given the word detransition a lot of like, of course, if you go through the medical part of it and all that, and you're just like taking yourself off that, and you're kind of going back to your natural state, whatever you are. Like, if you had like shaved, if everyone wasn't bald and wearing the same clothes in one room, whoever you are naturally in that moment, you know what I'm saying, then you just enhance that with whatever you like, and let's get into the video. Detransitioning can happen for many reasons. For one, high expectations of results. People go into this going, I want to look this way. I want to have this. I want to have exactly what he has. And that is what regular people, everyone be doing that. Not even transitioning. People just want what everybody else has. And then some people just take the lengths of transitioning. God damn. Now, that can be not a bad thing, because I think that we're all reflections. Now it's all about how you take it. You got to realize, do you want to be the essence of him? Like, what do you want? Do you want the style? What do you want? Because if you don't, and you got to understand, who are you inside? It's like these weird deep questions you got to start asking yourself. Who are you inside? Because sometimes inside you're probably just this expressive being, and you got to ask yourself, are you willing to go through the steps of becoming not just the other side, but becoming a different perspective? Because it's like a different perspective. Everything is a different perspective. Musicians and boxers have two different perspectives. And boxers might like music, and singers might like boxing, but that's in their mind. You know what I'm saying? It's in there. Now, do they want to express that outwardly? Now, that's the big question. You know what I'm saying? How much of being a musician or a boxer do you want to be? Lack of support. Another big one. This is a huge one, actually. Lack of support. Because they will, I think he even said it, his parents and their relationship crumbled. When I transitioned and I told my bio mom, like, listen, this is who I am. She was like, okay, I don't really know too much about that, but I'm willing to learn. And that, to me, opens the door to possibility. And learning means actually trying to learn. Not fucking, what do they be doing? Judging, making fun of it, mocking, being dramatic. Like, bro, that's too much. Just be you. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for people to do that for some reason. Sometimes when you tell them. And that can make people's realities worse because now they have no support. They look around them and they don't know how to do it. He said how he went to college and he didn't find support. I wonder what would have happened if his parents accepted him and he went to college and he found hella support. Just a wonder. Maybe later down the line he maybe would have had the same decision. I don't know. But I just feel like I wonder what the world would be like if we all had support consistently, where people supported us no matter our decisions. But we live in a world where everyone feels entitled to who we become, as if we have entitlement of who they become. A very unfair, unstable world, and that's where we live, you know. I wrote that people either detransition or settle. So they'll either detransition completely or be like, oh, I'm non-binary. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, they will, like, just choose nothing. They don't want to even be nothing because anything is something. And I went through that. In high school, I literally went through the same thing. I was like, fuck no. I'm tired. I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to be understood. I just want to be weird. I'm non-binary. And that's what it is. And nobody understood what the fuck I was doing. And I looked fucking mentally unstable. And I couldn't help that because I was being perceived can make you go crazy because you have all these people around you mocking you. And you have nowhere to look and feel relaxed in. Because everywhere you look, there's judgment. People don't get that shit. And social standards. So now you transition and now you have all these rules on what you gotta fucking do. That can make a person detransition. Listen. When I first transitioned, in the beginning of the process, like, I was still kind of being perceived how I was before. But then over time, my beard growing, I'm getting fine as shit. Now I got all these rules. Now I'm getting pulled over. I'm like, oh shit, this is legit. Like, we in there. Now people think I'm trying to become a girl. People don't know what side I'm trying to go to. And that's the point. But, like, also it shows me, for me, it's cool as hell because I don't give a fuck. Like, to me, I like the world not understanding who I am. Like, this is like, because I'm learning who I am every day. It's not even a fucking big deal. What the fuck? But, like, it's cool to see it. But I can see how some people can see it as overwhelming. Because when I was young, I had people telling me, oh, you're a dyke. You're not a guy. You're a dyke. You don't know who you're going to be. You're going to become a dyke when you're older. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? For real. And that's just, the world we live in. Where people will literally tell you who you are because they saw somebody else change their mind. I don't know. It's just that's just where we at. I also wrote by force or lack of resources. First of all, by force. My mom literally scared the shit out of me. Talking about something, you trying to switch sides? That shit scared the shit out of me. We was outside. I'm like, shit. She knows. And I know she knows. I was like fucking scared as shit on some real. I can remember that shit like it was literally yesterday. And I lied. I'm like, no, I'm not switching sides. Like, staying with her for life I would have never transitioned. I would have just stayed a lesbian. Because what the hell? I feel like that type of shit will have me in a box. And when I tell you I will leave her house and be me. And like, but being me was still not, because I'm a bubbly person. I got a good personality, So it's like me being me was still not understood. So it's one of those things where I was misunderstood for a while, and it really made it hard to want to like keep trying. It almost forced me to not want to do it. People had me trying to get perms. Like, I felt like I was in a box for real. And like a resources. Like, I think 2 videos ago I was telling y'all how my clinic literally told me, you better put your seatbelt on and get ready because we don't know where the hell we going. We might have to load up on your testosterone. I'm like, what? So, y'all don't understand. Like, this shit is real. So not having resources and not being able to have hormones and not being able to actually go through the processes you want to go through will have you just realizing maybe I can't do it. And that's what a lot of people go through. A lot of people do not transition because they can't. On some real. So a lot of people have viewed themselves a certain way their entire lives and just never did it. Y'all don't get that shit. I've met people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s who literally never got to express themselves. That's some sad shit. On some real, I'm like, what? Like, I can't even imagine. And it makes me want to just make sure I live my life to the fullest, because I'm like, that could be me. That could have been me. No, that could have been me. Come on some real. That could have been me. I could have been the person that never got to express themselves. I could have never made it this far and lived the reality I lived in and met the people I've met and made the songs that I've made and made these videos. It could have never happened. So I'm just realizing, you gotta really be grateful for for those who get to who have those supportive parents, who get to go through the medical transition. I'm grateful every single day, because I know that there's people out there who never got a chance, who died without a chance, who died taking a chance. Come on now. I also wrote, for some it's just easier, which boils down to convenience, which is crazy. People go, it's just easier this way. It's more convenient not to do it. A lot of these transitioners are just doing it because it's more convenient. Y'all are judging them every day, and that's sad as fuck. So now they're trying extra hard to prove that they're not trying to be the other sex. That's some sad shit. The other gender, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, that's like, wow. It really puts it into perspective. I wrote that transitioning is choosing to enter another realm. Oh, another version of reality. Who you are on the inside is now displayed. Taking off the hat and displaying who you are. It's like having your hair in this hat for your whole life, and then one day you finally take off that hat and your hair is fucking green. And everyone's like, what? You have green hair? What are you? A zombie? They saying all types of crazy shit. And now you move to a new school, put your hat back on. That's what I feel like some people do. Or they wear the hat and they take 2 strings out. And that's fine too, I think. I feel like you're allowed to show and hide as much as you want. You're allowed to take off the hat completely and still wear protective styles. Wear your hair braided. Show you have red hair, but maybe add some highlights. You don't have to display yourself completely. You are for you to understand, not the world, because the world won't understand you. Some might, but even those that are going through your path might not. You gotta realize this shit is really your own shit. Do not take the world for who you are. You are who you are in the world. You have to enter who you are inside of here, not the other way around. And you can take more of yourself from what you learn around you. You can utilize the world as like how you do books, because books are in the world too. You can take what you want and leave what you don't, and you can learn things and take away things, and it's really up to you who you want to be in this world. Don't overthink that shit. Who you are on the inside shouldn't change. Like, if you are trying to transition or become anybody, you should not be mentally you should be growing, but you should not now have to over change. If you're trying to be someone else genuinely, you have to understand that you are literally telling the game that you are trying to enter a new game. And when you enter it, it's going to have new rules, and you don't got to follow them all, but you got to follow some of them to even achieve perceiving it right. Because there's going to be tests around you all the times and all these things that's trying to tell you you're not who you are, but you are who you are. You've never changed. This is impossible, You have to match your inner realm. Like, who I am right now is just who I've always wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Always. I'm literally, when I look in the mirror, when I tell you I feel so beautiful on some real shit. And that's how you should feel. You should feel. And if you are doing everything you want to do and you feel beautiful, that's all that matters. And if you don't and you never do, you have to realize you might have to find beauty somewhere else within yourself. Sometimes we overlook and we're trying to be everyone else around us, but all we can really be is ourselves. I wrote, when you choose who you are on the inside, the world around you may not understand. They just might not. That could be a deal breaker for some, which I understand. I do. Because a lot of us, the world, we are human. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved. We want to have community. For years, I looked for that shit. And I found it on YouTube. That's some crazy shit. I found not only it, but I found myself. And now I'm starting to find people in my world around me and the cracks in the ceilings, but they're there. And it's just like, it shows me that once you choose yourself, the world around you will choose you too. And the ones that don't will just stand out like a sore thumb, and you won't even realize it. Because that's how it's always been for me. Shit. I wrote, when I transitioned, I signed up to come into the unknown. This path has only felt more like home. Oh, what? When I transitioned, I signed up to step into the unknown. This path has only felt more like home. I didn't even know if that rhymed. I don't see transitioning as... I don't really see it as transitioning. I see it as matching my inner frequency. Okay. I see what I said. I'm getting it. I guess be like jotting for real. But yeah, I see it as literally just showcasing who I am. When I'm by myself, this is who I am. This is who I am. And it just so happens to be this. Mentally this. Everything is just this. And like, I don't try. So when people try to control me and tell me what I need to do, I get like uncomfortable, because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm me. Like, how can you tell me who to be? You don't have to transition. You can just be yourself. You don't got to go the other side. You can, like, literally in like in the ballroom scene, like, the gay men are like they're like, when they talk about like pronoun wise, they're like, oh yeah, she this, she that, like, and it's just understood. No judgment. Just be your fucking self. Like, if you want your friends to say he, him, and you are literally a woman, and you want to be a woman, like, just be yourself. There's not much to it. Once you accept who you are, it really just evolves from there. Who I am just equal this, no force. Think about Prince. Prince was just himself. Like, it was a lot going on, don't get me wrong, like, goddamn, but he really was just himself. Like, he didn't try to be anybody else, and that to me was what made him stand out so much, because he was just so much himself that it was like, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? And it was admirable. Now, am I a Prince? No, I feel like there's, to me, I'm not on that type of frequency of it, but Lord knows, maybe I will be in 20 years. It's like, nah, I'm joking, or am I? So nah. But I'm just saying though, like, on some real, like, you have to just be who you are, and who you are will just evolve through you, and it would just showcase how it is. And people are going to have comments and concerns, but hey, I don't give a fuck. So those that do give a fuck are being way too observant of people that's outside of themselves, and tell them maybe get a mirror. Because it'd be like the weirdest people judging me. I'm like, do you see how you act? Yeah, I wrote that Prince chose not to follow the gender norms. He went against it. And to me, prove that you can too. But it also comes with a lot of backlash and confusion. Nowadays, they're even calling him lesbian. Like, that's how deep it's getting. I was like, what? But like, I mean, hey, everyone has their own opinion, and like, that is how the world works, and I don't give a fuck. The world should become more open to people's character expression. Why the fuck do we give this much of a fuck? Just a question. Everyone should just be able to be who they are, when they want to be, and no one should be minding anybody else's business. And I wonder how the world would look if we lived in a world like that. I think it's starting to become that way, because it's starting, like, everyone's just so opinionated that it's like, whatever. I don't even give a fuck. Like, that's what the world's starting to come to. We all don't care no more, because we just got bigger fish to fucking fry. Because if you explain yourself to people, it can confuse you. You'll end up putting yourself in your own box. You're like, wait a damn minute, who was I before? You will lose yourself, and then you don't know who to go back to. I'm telling you, that's how people die. They literally die never expressing themselves. Like, the older generation, I'm like, y'all gotta let this out. Y'all gotta let yourselves out. Y'all gotta come out that box. When I was a kid, I had this video. I was around 11 years old. It was my favorite video, called I Am Me by Willow Smith. And it's like, I'm me, and that's all I can be. I'm me, there's my ability. I'm free, and you can't stop me. I'm free. and you can't stop me. Days pass. Alright, I can go through that whole song. But basically the song is about her expressing herself. And she had like a low cut. She was dressed like a goddamn boy. And I was like, bro, that's who I am. I looked at that. I watched that video and I was like, that's who I am. I brought my aunt in there and I was like, this is my favorite video. I thought that was me like expressing myself at 11 years old. Like, this is who I am on some real. And she's like, wow. And looking as an now that I'm an adult, I wonder what her perspective of that shit was. She probably was like, oh, did he about to become a nigga? What the fuck? But it really just helped me realize you gotta just express yourself. You know, she didn't care what nobody thought about her. She talked about how her dad used to force her to do all this extra shit. You know, he did the whip. He kind of forced her to do the whip my hair videos, and she was really expressing herself a lot and doing too damn much. And she got overwhelmed and just shaved all her hair off because she didn't want to do it no more. And it really shows that if you don't express who you are and just be who you are, you'll be put in this box, and you'll think that that's what you want to do for a minute, and then you'll crash out and be seen as crazy. And that's just what the world, will do to you. You really just gotta realize you're not in any box. Just be who you want. And being who you want comes with a risk. Heavy judgment, crazy side eye, questions, comments, and concerns. But you have a choice. The red pill or the blue pill. And I'm in the pill that I think I think I'm in the Matrix, but outside of the Matrix. Like, I know I'm in it type shit, if you catch what I'm throwing. But I'm just using that to my advantage and fucking with the code. So yeah, y'all go to my website at www.paristtmpped.com to send me a direct message, because I have this new thing where you're able to send me a direct email from my website. I'm very excited about it because I feel like YouTube, all my shit gets very cluttered, but if you go on there, you'll be able to send me a direct message and I will see it. This has been a 30-minute video. This is the longest video I've ever done. I think a 30-minute complete just talking video. Even as I was like looking through this, I'm like, damn, like I had a lot of points which I forgot. Like I was just thinking, I'm like, So thank y'all for watching. If you made it this far, comment down below. Oh yes, if you made it this far, comment down below. Choose yourself. Yes, I like that one. Choose yourself. This video is gonna be a bitch to edit, but I'm excited. I'll catch y'all soon.